Parkinson's syndrome is a classical presentation as to how a natural physician or a naturopath would treat a condition as opposed to a Western physician. So in natural medicine, we prefer to not try and treat and cure any illness or disease. In fact, we don't even sometimes look at it like we're trying to treat or even cure that disease. We simply will strip back and try to get the body functioning where those symptoms are no longer present. Something like Parkinson's, which is a neurological presentation, most natural health practitioners would tend to, in conjunction with the Western GP, bring in remedies that have traditionally been used to strengthen the nervous system, even perhaps strengthen the cognitive and the function of the cranium and the brain. And Parkinson's is an involuntary firing of the muscular system, and it may be accompanied with a tremor, it may be accompanied with a stutter and things like that. But a natural therapist will do things like take into account the musculoskeletal system, how the musculoskeletal system is firing. We'll even take into account brainstem function. And when I say brainstem function, I don't specifically mean like an MRI or a CAT scan like a Western person will look at, but we're a strong believer in things like chiropractic and osteopathic and some of these modalities that aren't as well accepted by the Western community. And these are things like the alignment of the spine, the alignment of the cranial bones, the alignment of how the muscles are firing. Has there been any trauma, an accident, a fall, has someone been struck? We'll even take into account things like airways and how are people breathing and how is that affecting the head and neck posture. And not only that, we will try and provide remedies to feed the nervous system, feed the cranium and the surrounding things in general, rather than just trying to give a solution that may just mask the symptoms but make them worse long term. So the first thing, obviously, if someone's neurological system is not functioning properly, you would ensure there was not a toxicity coming around, they're not a painter, they're not exposed to chemicals, they're not a boxer and they're still boxing, and then you would bring in certain herbs. Now, different herbalists use different herbs with the nervous system present. It might be things like withania, which is called Indian ginseng, or it might be a herb like valerian, or it might be a herb like wild yam, or you could go to Asia and use herbs like albizia. There's a variety of herbs that different natural practitioners would take depending on which country they live in. We would then look at structural support and making sure that the structure is addressed in general. Physiotherapists, chiropractors, osteopaths, dentists, see if you can release some of the things around the jaw. Lifestyle changes, sunshine, meditation, or whatever the person's, being very respectful of people's spiritual beliefs, but making sure that that's handled too. Fifthly, you bring in some other things, and some of the other things that you would bring in, it might be working in conjunction with the Western person and making sure they're on the right pharmaceutical medications, or even stress relief and making sure lifestyle and the emotional aspect is handled. Have they had unresolved trauma and things that might be impairing their body's ability to heal as well, and making sure they have a very holistic way of looking at things. But obviously the physical presentation is the foundation, and you build the physical, mental, emotional, spiritual on that foundation.